Petr versus Aljamain Sterling for the bantamweight strap.
Let's go, baby.
Fixing to be a good one, man. Classic grappler versus striker.
Yeah.
You know, Peter's about them hands.
Sterling's about them takedowns and kicks. He's not as one-dimensional as a lot of people think, though, man. Like, his kicks are nice, bro. He's slick with them.
Totally agree. He likes to push the pace, set the tone early, and just fling those suckers out there.
He's one of the best in the business as far as having the combination of strikes and grappling and on the ground, I think.
I agree, man. He's more well-rounded than what people give him credit for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and look at some of their previous fights. Petr put Jose Aldo like into another dimension probably like 8 times. Ref's just like, come on, man. Come on, Jose. You got it. You got it, man. Dude was concussed 8 times in the last round, it seemed. That one was a tough one to watch, but yeah, he handled his business. You know, he hurt Jose early on in that fight. It was kind of a weird sequence. Jose kind of had the takedown. Petr scrambles. Next thing you know, he's beating his face in on the ground.
Yeah, man.
Pretty crazy fight there.
Didn't he fight Uriah?
Yeah, he fought Uriah Faber. I think Uriah stepped in last second on that one, and he was coming out of retirement. That one was an interesting fight.
Yeah, he was definitely on the downward trajectory when you fought him.
Yeah, and then he also fought Jimmy Rivera. That one was actually a pretty close fight, but then Jimmy got rocked, and it was just never the same. I thought Jimmy was looking really good standing up. You know, he fought this weekend against Pedro Munoz. Yeah, he looked really good in that fight, Jimmy did. But impressive dub for Petr on that one.
Were all 3 of those TKOs?
He won a decision versus Jimmy.
Gotcha.
He TKO'd Uriah and Jose. Jose late, Uriah late. Yes, sir. Moving on to Aljamain Sterling. He is the true #1 contender.
There's no one else.
19-3 record, not bad.
They both haven't lost in like the last 3 years. So it's like their winning streak is pretty similar when you look at it like that. They've both been dominant for a handful of years.
Yeah, for sure. I think Aljamain's last loss was to Marlon Moraes, and that was tough to watch, man. I thought Marlon was like, I mean, Krillin. Marlon is Krillin. You know, I thought he was like the next coming of Jesus, the way he was putting people out with his switch kick, bro.
That was really his only like definitive loss, because his other 2 in the UFC were split decisions, like super close, you know? Even with those 2, he's been dominant.
When he submitted Corey Sandhagen.
Corey's a monster.
Yeah, Corey looks like a monster right now, and he choked him out in a minute and a half.
Yeah, man.
That was impressive.
It's probably his most impressive win, right?
For sure. That's his most impressive win by far. I think he's only got 1 KO stoppage. He's got a handful of submissions, but that's a quick submission against a really good fighter in Corey Sandhagen. Then he got that decision win versus Pedro. Decision win over Jimmy. You know, he's just pushing the pace with strikes a lot. In those fights with Corey, he got to business real quick, jumped on dude's neck.
Had to get that check real quick. No time to waste.
Yep, and that's why he's here, man.
He deserves it, man. He deserves it.
Moving on to the striking portion. Brant, who do you think's got the edge here? Who do you think's the better striker?
I think they both have different aspects of striking they excel at. Like Sterling is probably the superior kicker, but overall with striking, I would have to give the edge to Jan. I think he's just more powerful and is able to hit cleaner. He's really good at throwing elbows off the clinch. I think there's a good chance he could catch Sterling with a few of those if Sterling gets up in his business trying to take him down.
Yeah.
Jan separates and throws a nasty ass elbow super quick and catches him. Yeah, I'd have to give it to Jan. I think it's closer than a lot of people think. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think it's a lot closer than what people think. Aljamain, he pushes the pace a lot. Like I was saying earlier, he likes to throw a lot of strikes.
Volume. All about that volume. Colby Covington, baby.
You got it. All about the volume, man.
Dude, he is Colby because he wrestles too, bro. He's Colby Covington, bro.
Wow. Honestly, if you could pick one fighter to compare him to, it's Colby. That's the perfect comparison. They throw the same kind of strikes, man. I mean, Aljamain's more about kicks. He's a little bit of a longer fighter, but pace, wrestling, lots of strikes. Yeah, that's a very, very good comparison. But yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Petr, he likes to time up his shots. He's the heavy hitter. I would be extremely surprised to see Aljo finish with a standing on the feet knockout. Petr, not so much. He can time some stuff up. Watch for him to throw a high kick, because Aljo likes to keep his hands down here and there, open for that head kick. I saw him do it against Pedro as well. He didn't get caught, but Petr has that opening. And also with the clinch, like you were saying with the elbows, I can see some knees as well. So for that reason, I'm going to go with Petr.
All right, man. What about wrestling?
This one's pretty obvious, but at the same time, it's a lot closer than what people think. Aljo's known for the wrestling, but there's a background from Petr that I don't think a lot of people know about. He's Russian. You know how the Dagestani fighters go, bro? Those are wrestlers.
He wrestled bears, bro. Come on.
He wrestles bears, bro.
But to be real, that kind of is a point. I think Jan is a lot stronger than Sterling. So I think that could kind of negate some of Sterling's technical abilities to take him down.
I don't think Petr's going to implement the wrestling. I think his is just strictly going to come from a takedown defense perspective.
That's the thing for me too, man.
Aljo's going to be more offensive with it, and for that reason, I'll give him the edge.
Same here, man. I think that anything Jan shows in wrestling is going to be purely defensive. So I'd have to give Sterling the edge.
Okay, we're in agreement on that one as well. Moving on to the BJJ side of this. What are you thinking here, Brent?
Not too much to say. Sterling finishes people with submissions and Jan finishes them with strikes. It's just not really in Jan's playbook like it is with Sterling, so I think it's pretty obvious the edge is going to Sterling. For me at least. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. That's a really good way to put it. Petr likes to throw them hands, man. When he's on top, he ain't looking to grab your arm or grab a choke or switch positions. He's trying to put his fist through your face to the ground. So I'm gonna have to go with Aljo on this one from the BJJ department. Look for some defensive wrestling and, you know, BJJ from Petr, maybe to get out of some stuff. And he's really good at that. Really slick.
Good at scrambling.
His trips, his rolls, his scrambles.
Yep.
But I'm gonna have to give the edge to Aljo. Moving on to the endurance portion. Who you think on this one?
I mean, both these guys have what it takes to go the distance. There's not any doubt in my mind on that. They're both going to come prepared. They both have stuff to prove, so I don't think anyone's slacking in the training. Given that Sterling is more of a volume striker and expends a lot of energy attempting his takedowns, which I think he'll try to do in the fight, I'd guess that he would gas out quicker than Jan would. So because of that, I'll give the edge to Jan.
Jan's been there in the 5-round fights. He's had some early fights in his career where he's gone 5 rounds. I've never seen homeboy tired. Aljo, I haven't really seen tired either, but I haven't seen him go that distance. The volume's there for Aljo. He's going to put off more energy. His gas tank has to be bigger for him to compete with Jan, just the style. So I'm going to have to go with Jan on this one.
That's a good way to put it. Because even if their energy is the same, I guess their output isn't, you know?
Exactly.
So who do you think has the better chin?
Both these guys take some pretty heavy shots. Petr's never been finished before. He's usually the one finishing other dudes. Aljo, he got switch kicked by Marlon. Everybody goes sleep on that one.
It's like getting knocked out by Francis or something.
Yeah, switch kick from hell. But for that reason, I'm going to have to go with Jan as well. What are you thinking?
Man, I'm going to just have to give it to Jan too. I think they're both tough as hell, right? No one's got a glass jaw here. But if someone's going to get knocked out, I'd guess it's Sterling, not Jan. So I'll give the edge to Jan.
Well said. Final prediction, Brent. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with Jan, 4th or 5th round TKO.
How do you see that happening? Like, what's the lead up to that?
He's going to punch him right in the face, bro. What are you talking about? But dude, I think he's going to be catching him a lot throughout the fight. Sterling's going to be trying to go in for takedowns. Jan's going to be too strong and prevent it and catch him as he's disengaging. Catch him as he's coming in, bro. I think a lot of it's going to come down just to the striking aspect of it. And I think eventually it's going to wear on Sterling. And then Jan's going to hit those big, powerful shots because I think he's quite a bit stronger than Sterling. It's going to be too much for Sterling to withstand. And it's just going to kind of accumulate over the fight. Yeah, I think late in the fight, he's going to go out.
Yeah, I can see that happening for sure, man.
Who do you got, bro? Who do you got?
I'm going to go with Aljo, bro, because I'm a big fan of the Funk Master. You know, he's really put his due in this division, and I'd really like to see him get the strap. The biggest key for him is going to be winning the point fight, hitting him more than he gets hit, just outpointing Petr through the fight. But if he is able to mix up some takedowns in there and just stay on top for an extended period of time, that'd be really great. I don't really see that happening as much. I see him winning early rounds, more than likely rounds 1 and 2, just pushing the pace, hitting him more than he's getting hit, and then maybe able to squeak out another round, 3, 4, or 5, probably the 4th or 5th round, probably the 4th round. So I'm gonna go with him by decision.
All right, fair enough. We shall see. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and share. Let us know who you think's gonna win the fight in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.
Deuces.
Peace.